Right. Hey, everybody. My name is Albert Corey. Welcome to another edition of the Profit Activator Show, where we show business owners simple tips and processes to take your business to the next level. My name is Albert Corey, and I've been in business for almost 4 times longer than most businesses. Well, today we got a special guest, and we got Mr. Frank King. He's got the most visits or talks on TED Talks, but he's got a number one passion. He's going to show us how mental health is the key to any business for 10 to 20x. Mr. Frank, how you do? And give us a little intro.
Good to be here, Albert. I am a comedian by trade. Started the day after Christmas, 1985. Actually started comedy in ninth grade. I'm sorry, not ninth grade. 9 years old. In fourth grade, I told my first joke. Kids laughed. Teacher was hysterical. I decided at that moment, at age 9, I was going to be a comedian. 12th grade, did the talent show, won. Was going to go straight to LA, and my mama made me go to college. She goes, I don't care what you do when you get done. You can be a goat herder, but you're going to be a goat herder with a college degree. So I did that. Then I moved to the West Coast, San Diego. There's a branch of the Comedy Store there. April Fool's Day, 1984, open mic night. Halfway through my set of 5 minutes, I heard a voice inside my head, you're home. 18 months later, hit the road with my lovely girlfriend, now my wife, 35 years. And we did 2,629 nights in a row, nonstop, 7 years and change in comedy clubs.
Wow.
That's how I got started in comedy. And then the comedy club boom busted. So I jumped to corporate comedy, speaking at conventions and conferences. People ask me, Albert, speaking of money, what's the difference between a club comedian and a corporate comedian? Well, $5,000 a day plus travel.
I'm just going to say that.
I'm no math major, Albert, but I knew that was what I needed to be doing. I did that till the last recession, and then bookings dropped off 80% during the last recession. I guess we lost everything in a Chapter 7 bankruptcy, and that's when I came close to killing myself, close enough I can tell you what the barrel of my gun tastes like. And when conferences began to come back, I decided that I not only wanted to make a living with my speaking, but make a difference. And so I became a suicide prevention speaker. I talk about suicide prevention as a workplace health and safety issue. And it's important to businesses because, businesses tend to focus on the physical health, medical insurance, physical medical insurance. But mental health expenses for businesses, lost time, lost productivity, and so forth, hard costs, cost businesses more than the top 3 physical ailments, heart attack, stroke, and diabetes. So and 80% of people who die by suicide are ages 18 to 65. And where are they every day for the most part? At work. So I believe mental health should be a workplace health and safety issue. And Albert, here's a word many of your folks probably have never heard, presenteeism. It's not absenteeism. Absenteeism means you're physically gone. Presenteeism means you're in the office or you're on the job or you're out stringing power lines. You're there physically, but you're not there mentally. And, if you're working in an office, you're costing the company, in productivity. But if you're on a crew stringing power lines and they're depending on you for their safety, it could go really wrong really quickly if you're there physically and not mentally. So I think businesses need to focus, turn their focus on to making mental health a workplace health and safety priority.
Cool. Here's a couple of crazy questions. What are 3 things you can show us or signs?
Go ahead.
No, 3 things you could teach us how that the employer or something is wrong with the person. What are some of the signs, I guess?
Depression. They eat too much, they can't eat, sleep too much, they can't sleep. They have trouble getting out of bed in the morning, so they're often late for work, but then rally in the afternoon. And here's a big one you can observe visually. They begin to let their personal hygiene go. Normally they're pretty well put together, but you notice now their hair's a little dirty, clothes aren't quite so clean. It may be because they're having trouble getting out of bed in the morning, run a little wash, take a shower. Now the question comes up, Albert, what do you say to somebody who you believe is depressed? Here's what you don't say. Pull yourself up by your bootstraps, turn that frown upside down. Have you tried fish oil? Here's what you do say. If you're a business person, and this is your business, I'm here for you and I mean it. I know you're not lazy or crazy or self-absorbed. I know depression is a mental illness. Here's the good news. With time and treatment, things will get better. I'll take the time. We'll break open the employee assistance program binder and help you get the treatment you need. And here's the question you have to ask, and it's difficult. Are you having thoughts of suicide? If you can't ask that question, Albert, find somebody who can. And if you can't find anybody, Albert, put my phone number in the show notes, and they can call me, and I'll ask them the question.
I'll change that right. Hold on. Let me put it. Oops. Oh, change it. Oh, give me a minute here.
No worries, man.
Let me put banners. Create a banner. Frank King. Hey, suicide.
That's what we're talking about, folks. This is watching the sausage be made here. This is live. It's the beauty of live streaming.
Right.
You can see the magic as Albert creates it.
So it's going to be on, by the way. This is going to be, oops, I probably spelled suicide wrong, but it's okay.
New banner, here it comes. I can feel it.
Creed. This is going to be on JD3 TV event.
What is JD3 TV?
JD3 TV is where I'm one of the angel investors. Oh, well, I spelled it wrong.
One of the what?
Okay, hold on. What's your cell phone number?
858-405-5653. 858-405-5653. Well, while Albert's doing that, what if somebody is having thoughts of suicide, you think, but they don't admit it? How would you know? Well, there are some signs. They talk about death and dying. You catch them Googling death and dying or how to kill yourself. There you go.
Spelled it wrong, but guys,
Frank,
get the thing. Frank,
that's not a hotline for suicide. That's my personal phone number.
Okay.
People are running. Yeah, if you're suicidal, call 988, the new 3-digit number.
Okay. Well, we'll get the point here.
Yeah.
Okay. So now let's change your.
Let me, if you don't mind, I'll finish up the signs of having thoughts of suicide. They're collecting they're stockpiling medication or buying a firearm. Here's one that is kind of an accounting. They're getting their affairs in order, and they're giving away prized possessions. They want to make sure the possessions go to the people they want them to go to when they're gone. And here's a counterintuitive one. You got this employee at work. They've been depressed forever. Now they're happy beyond reason for no apparent reason. Well, they may be happy because they've chosen time, place, and method, and they know the pain is coming to an end. So what do you say to somebody who's suicidal? You say, do you have a plan? If they have a plan, what is the plan? And if it's detailed, Albert, time, place, and method, you need to get them to a mental health facility immediately.
Very cool. Frank is a world traveler on cruise ships.
Correct.
Let's lighten this up a little bit, and then we'll come back to some. So, what's your favorite joke? What's the joke you told the most on the cruise ships?
Let's see. I was in my cabin one morning. I write my jokes in the morning. That's my most creative time. And I had my iPhone. I was writing jokes, and I wrote a joke, Albert, and it was good. But it really didn't fit my act. But I knew somebody who I thought might buy it because comedians buy jokes from other comedians. So I emailed it off to my friend Steve Kelly, and an email came screaming back. I'll buy it. I'll give you $100 for it. So when we got to the port and I got a land-based cell signal, I called my wife and I said, honey, you're not going to believe this. This morning I made $100 lying flat on my back in bed. There's a long pause, Albert, and then she says, what a coincidence. That's a true story.
What's your favorite cruise since you've cruised the world telling jokes?
I've been to Antarctica twice, and I think Antarctica is probably my favorite destination.
A little cold, huh?
No, actually. Because we go down in the summertime in Antarctica. The last time I was down there, it was 31 degrees in Antarctica. It was 22 degrees in Eugene, Oregon, where I'm from. It was warmer in Antarctica.
What's some of the things? Here, I got some crazy questions to ask you that nobody ever asked. I thought to ask my guests. What's your favorite movie and why? Everybody asks their favorite book. I'm going to ask your favorite movie.
Die Hard. The
Why?
first one. I just loved. I could watch that movie again and again and again. It was Bruce Willis's first Die Hard.
Right.
That, and a friend of mine and I decided there should be a channel, Albert, strictly for guys, guy movies like Die Hard, all the Die Hard movies, The Shawshank Redemption.
Right. Hey, I have a follow-up question. We were talking about, by the way, if you're watching us, I'm with our special guest today, Frank King. He's a suicide prevention, speaks on the national stages, 7 TED Talks and 8 TED Talks. Sorry.
Yep.
So he's telling us jokes and seeing how comedy will stop suicide. So let me ask you a question. We were talking about this at Christmas time. Is Die Hard 1 a Christmas movie? Yes or no?
Yes.
Thank you. We're in agreement.
Yeah, because when I think of Die Hard 1, here's what pops into my head. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
And remember, they run into the big Christmas tree.
Yeah.
The cop, the husky cop, he's getting Twinkies, and his wife, and he's going over to the building in LA. So what's some of the stuff you like to do when you're not cruising or on the national business stages? Because, by the way, you can see Frank pretty much on a lot. We show up a lot, right? We hang out a lot in the same circles.
Yes.
So
and
what do you like to do when you're not cruising or going to corporate conventions?
My lovely wife and I have 3 German Shepherd Rescues. We walk in the morning first thing, and I walk at this point in a 42-pound weight vest because I'm training for my 4th bodybuilding contest this come July. I'm a bodybuilder, masters. Not a big. I know you can't tell because I'm dressed, Albert. But someday I'm going to write a book called "Look Good Naked," because I really do.
Ding ding.
I really do look good naked. No, my goal.
I don't know. You have to ask your wife, Frank.
Yeah, my goal is I've got in the 3 contests I've done, I've gotten a 2nd, a 3rd, a 4th, and a 5th. And so my goal is to get a 1st place this come July. And then in October, there's a bigger contest. And my goal at that contest is to pick up what they call your professional bodybuilding card, my pro card, at age 66. So
wow.
That's what I do.
Older than me. I don't think there's people who speak that are older than me. Wow.
Yeah. Well, and you know what, Albert? What you don't know about me is I'm lucky to be this old because I've had 2 aortic valve replacements, a double bypass, a heart attack, and 3 stents. So, and all that's family related, not lifestyle related. My mom had the cholesterol of a deep fat fryer, and my dad had a bad heart valve, which he gave to me, bicuspid valve, they call it. I've had it fixed twice. Can you see that, Albert?
That's you. Wow.
That's 8% body fat in my little bikini panties.
If you saw my belly, it'd fill up the whole screen. So I can't show you that.
Yeah, one weekend in Michigan about 10 years ago, I was the opening act for Randy Travis at an amphitheater that sat 5,000 people. And I came out there on stage. Randy had music and lyrics and a band and backup singers. I had a microphone and 5,000 people. And I came out, didn't break a sweat. Standing in front of 200 people in a bodybuilding contest in my pink panties, I'm terrified. So.
I was, by the way, real quick, we're almost done here. I was that way when I spoke on stage the first time. It's funny when you say about being panicked. A couple of weeks ago, I was speaking in Vegas in front of 350 people, and everything broke. The sound stopped, the PowerPoint, and and everybody started laughing. Jenny was there. She'll tell you, but I just kept wrong. Okay, now we're getting at the end of the time. What's one thing you want to tell us before you go?
Okay, here's the good news about suicide prevention. 8 out of 10 people, 8 out of 10, who are suicidal are ambivalent. 9 out of 10 give hints in the last week leading up to an attempt, which means you can make a difference. You can save a life, and you can do it by doing something as simple as what we're doing right here. and that is starting a conversation, especially because now you know what to look and listen for. See something, say something.
Very cool. So now, how can they get a hold of you? I heard you got a special gift. And how can they get a hold of you if they have any questions or comments?
Well, they can. Are you going to Dallas in February at the Speaker Playhouse Live?
No, some of us got to work, Mr. Frank.
Okay.
Some of us got a tax office that we're going to show people how to put more money in their pocket.
You can find me if you type in The Mental Health Comedian, or as we say down south where I was born, thementalhealthcomedian.com.
All right. Well, everybody, thank you. This is Albert Corey, Profit Activators. Please like and share this broadcast. This is going to be on JDT3 TV. If you see us on some of the other channels, you could subscribe to our JD3 TV station at Taxman TV. Let me put this here.
And let me close it out like a comedian would close it out, Albert.
Sure.
You ready?
Yes, sir.
If you enjoyed this podcast, please like, subscribe, and subscribe, and review. And tell your friends. If you did not like this podcast, well, we hope you have no friends.
On that note, I always end in sharing is caring. Thank you for joining Profit Activators. We'll see you on your next show. Remember, sharing is caring. And if you have any questions or tax questions, let me just take this.
Don't call me.
Don't call you.
If your taxes are depressing you, call me. But if you have tax questions, call Albert.
So if you have any tax questions, how to open up a corporation, we've been helping our clients for almost 40 years with email and fax service. So the number is below that you can book a call, or you can call. Let me see if we can click this one here. There's the number. You can call our office, 305-823-9228, for a free consultation. Like I always say, thank you, Frank, and we'll see you in one of the shows. Bye-bye.